It's supposed to feel.
Where were we? So just to fill everybody in, this is part 2. Part 1, you can go back and see. We were in a groove, we were talking, and then, we have a little studio here. We can see like who's hopping in and out of the stream. And, some other members of NS9 who shall remain nameless were just hopping in here, and apparently they screwed with something and they ended the entire previous stream. So they have been yelled at, the two
quite a bit.
They have been yelled at, and we're back now. So where were we?
Well, just like us not doing little things well, the Pirates that we're not doing little things well right now.
That's where we were.
Yeah.
Little things well. There are a few people who are part of this brand who did not do the little things well today, and they will be reprimanded. But here we are. So back to the little things. Pirates didn't do them very well. And like I said, when they're not doing the little things well, they're not going to win games. And it's just been a poor baseball performance the last week. And today might have been the worst out of all of them, to be honest with you.
Today was bad. I don't know, man. There's been a lot of bad baseball this week, but today just kind of emulated the entire week.
Yeah. Let's start with Contreras. Rough outing, really kind of from the get-go. He gives up the run in the first inning, which should have been unearned. Mark Mathias had a play where it was a backhanded play on the other side of second base. Threw the ball to first, drew Santana off the bag. Should have probably been an E4. They ruled it a single.
I have no idea how that's a single.
Yeah.
He could have got 2 outs on that play.
It was a pretty routine ground ball from the looks of it. So that ends up going down as a single. And because of that, the Blue Jays score their first run of the game. I will say this with Contreras, the curveball, he was throwing that a lot more today than normal. He threw a total of, I can get the breakdown here. He threw 18 curveballs today. I feel like his last start, he only threw maybe 6, somewhere in that area.
He has been using it a little bit more, but today, normally it's under 10. Today, he really ramped it up, but I wonder if that's kind of a sign of him not really believing in his fastball right now, and he needs something other than a slider.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to think of it because he had a 56% whiff rate on that curveball today.
It was good.
So it could have been just like maybe he didn't feel like his other pitches were on, or maybe he was in the bullpen and he was like, my curveball's doing really good today. So I don't know. Because he was getting a lot of swings and misses off of that curveball. And like I said, not necessarily a pitch he typically goes to all the time. It was hit relatively hard when
he hung it a few times.
When contact was made, it was hit pretty hard. But yeah, generating a lot of swings and misses with the curveball today. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of waiting for Contreras to kind of have this breakout start. He's put together some solid pitching performances. I know, you and I were talking during the game and you mentioned man, I would just love to see him just dominate a start. And I guess that red start, 6 2/3, gave up a run, struck out 8. That was a pretty damn good start. But yeah, I mean, he seems to have a lot of success really when he's not striking out a ton of batters.
Yeah. When he's able to induce the weak contact, that usually means his command's on, and they got to at least locate the fastball, because today really he didn't locate anything. And right now it's not even just Roansy. Just somebody's got to be a stopper here.
Yeah.
And one of these guys in this rotation has to be the guy to step up and just pitch it. They got to pitch a gem the way the offense is playing. And you were really hoping it would be Rowe today. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, you hope it's Keller tomorrow, who also looked really good in his
Yeah.
start in Tampa Bay, and the defense failed him, right? So yeah, they're gonna look to try to put together a win. And like I said, it's nice that they've got a lower quality opponent coming into town now after these two rough series, against Tampa Bay and Toronto. But yeah, you talked about it earlier. Like, you would have loved to have won 2 out of these 6 games, and you get swept in Tampa Bay, and you're like, okay, if we win this Toronto series, it's fine. Like, 2 out of 6, we'll take it. And then the sweep happens again. So just can't imagine that vibes are too good in that clubhouse. Can't imagine people are having too much fun right now. Hopefully, we've heard all these stories about how the veteran presence in the clubhouse has helped. It has surely helped when times were going good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it going to help when times are going bad? Like, that's kind of what the storyline is right now. Is, okay, it's hard to have fun when you lose 7 games in a row. So what are these guys going to do to turn it around?
Oh yeah, their metal's definitely getting tested right now, and not just the team, but Derek Shelton's got to earn that contract now. This is a spot where a manager has to somehow push every magical button possible and keep this from turning into a major skid that just ruins the entire season.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. And I want to just highlight this comment too from Wireless Grapes. He says, in Tampa, Santana said not yet to having a conversation about the losing. I think it might be the time to do that. And I agree. I think back-to-back sweeps, probably time to have one of those talks and say, hey, yeah, we're dealing with injuries. We're dealing with umpires. We need to just not worry about that stuff and play the way we were playing before. But yeah, Santana in there. You've got Andrew McCutchen. Hopefully those two, alongside the pitching, maybe Rich Hill, Velasquez if he's still around. But yeah, they need a win bad. Like, they just need something to go their way.
Yeah. And it starts with just getting back to being scrappy. That's how they started the year so well. They were able to take bases. They got the infield singles. They got the bunt singles. They were taking base hits away from the other team, stretching what should have been a single into a double. Right now, we talked about it earlier. The strikeouts are really rising. They weren't as bad today. The last week, the swings and misses have been really bad. Situational hitting's been really bad. Before, it was somebody different all the time that was stepping up, and it was someone new every day. Right now, they desperately need just one guy to step up because none of them are right now.
Yeah, and I think Brian Reynolds has played well through this stretch. Brian Hayes had a good day today, 2 for 4 with a walk, so he got on base 3 times. He also stole 2 bases. Brian Hayes did. So yeah, but someone's got to hit a 3-run homer.
Yeah,
Someone's got to hit a 3-run homer
right.
sometime soon. A pitcher has to go out there and pitch 7 scoreless innings. Like that, the Pirates need that sort of thing to happen, and it hasn't. And they're kind of desperate for it right now.
Yeah, tomorrow's a huge day for Mitch Keller because this is a moment where I think I would want Mitch Keller on the mound here. If you give me one guy to put on the mound tomorrow after 7 games skid, it's 1,000% Mitch Keller.
Agreed.
It's a really big spot for him to stop this right now. They need a stopper in this rotation.
Yeah, and they're turning to their best guy, who is Keller, and he's shown time in, time out he's going to give you a chance to win the baseball game when he starts. And yeah, he's got to do more than that. He needs to not just give you a chance to win tomorrow. He needs to win tomorrow.
He needs to be the reason they win tomorrow.
Yep, I'm with you 100%.
Because the bats they're not going to be there. There's not enough depth in this lineup at this point with all the injuries.
Yeah.
They really got to lean on the pitching right now.
Which again hasn't been like, I mean, Contreras gave up the 5 runs today, and again, not what you want to see. He does go 5 innings, which at least you get that out of him. Moreta, Hernandez both looked real solid out of the bullpen yet again. Moreta has had a really good week. I think he's had 4 straight scoreless appearances this week. Jose Hernandez continues to look like he belongs. Let's touch on Chase DeYoung though. Chase DeYoung pitches the 8th and the 9th. He gives up 5 runs in the 9th inning. That ball he gave, the home run he gave up to was it Dalton Varsho? That Dalton Varsho home run, I'm pretty sure that landed in the Allegheny, or at least hopped in there on a couple bounces. Absolutely crushed. So I guess my question to you is 50 pitches out of Chase DeYoung today. He gives up 5 runs. His ERA is now 10.61. Is this the last time we've ever seen Chase? Are we done? Will we ever see Chase DeYoung in a Pirates uniform again?
I would hope so. This was his swan song. I think it's about time to ship him off. They're going to have to make a move here soon with Velasquez. They're going to need another. They don't really need one, but they'll probably make another move for an arm here. I'd imagine it might be Ortiz, but DeYoung's the obvious guy to go here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I think every single Pirates fan out there kind of pegged Chase DeYoung as like the ideal regression candidate this year, and you're seeing it in a pretty big way. He's been bad. He's been bad all season long. He was on the IL for a bit there, but this was his this was his 5th game. The Pirates haven't won a single game he has pitched in. And he's given up a run now in 4 out of those 5 appearances. Just simply not getting the job done. Last year, the peripherals didn't look good, but the ERA was there.
Right.
This year, peripherals aren't good. ERA is not good either.
Yeah, and these weren't bloopers. He was giving up some shots. It was batting practice. I'm fully okay if we're done with Chase DeYoung.
Yeah, I think he's probably the guy to go. Like I said, they're going to need a starting pitcher on Tuesday, which means you got to make a 26-man roster decision there. And I can't imagine anyone else losing their spot other than him right now. He has not been performing. And Tuesday, probably Luis Ortiz getting the start, I would imagine, which means Chase DeYoung probably not on this team anymore.
But you never know. There could be a Phantom IL stint somewhere, because we do know how this team loves to hang on to guys as long as humanly possible.
Maybe Chase DeYoung gets another Phantom IL sit. I don't know. He doesn't have any options. So, like, if you're going to get rid of Chase DeYoung, that's a DFA.
Well, they'll probably keep him around and send someone else to the IL.
Yeah, that too. Who knows? So.
That'll be our luck.
Real quick on the offense. Again, Ke'Bryan Hayes, back-to-back multi-hit games. You seen anything there, or is he just kind of his hard hit balls with no launch angle are just kind of finding holes right now?
Today, it was a big example of his hard hit balls with no launch angle were just finding holes, because he just pounded the ball into the ground like usual.
Yeah.
Got some hits out of it. I don't know, man. You're just waiting. We're waiting.
I'm waiting. And he gets a longer leash than most, when it comes to waiting, and that's because he's so good defensively. So, like, you can put up with this, because you see signs offensively from Ke'Bryan Hayes that point to this guy could be good. Like, the ball, he hits the ball hard. Like, there's no doubt there. He hits the ball hard. And that's something that not everybody does. So, like, he does that one thing already really well. Now it's just a matter of you got to hit the ball hard in the air and not straight into the ground. So I think he's going to get it eventually. Like, I think he figures it out. I don't know how long that's going to be. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 2 months. It could be 2 years. It could be 4 years. I think he figures it out just because of how athletic he is, how hard he hits the ball, and just his makeup in general. By all accounts, he puts in a ton of work to his craft. So I gotta think that is just a recipe for it's gonna come together at some point. Just hopefully it doesn't take 4 years, and hopefully it's 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, him coming around at the plate does a whole lot for this team. They really do need another impact bat during this rebuild. And Ke'Bryan Hayes is obviously the fit because of everything you just said, the way he can hit the ball. The strikeouts not really being obscene. There's enough there that he could be a good hitter. It's just we're not seeing it all click together.
Yep.
I think we all know the answer to the question too. Like why he's not doing it. Everyone knows why. He just will not change.
Yeah, I mean, his general approach right now is not suitable for driving the baseball, and until he changes that approach, we're going to see a lot of this. It seems like. Other news offensively, let's see, Jason DeLay, 2 more hits. I don't know how much longer you can keep just trotting Austin Hedges out there 4 to 5 times a week, but it seems like they're going to do that because Shelton's quote last night apparently was, "I like what I see out of Jason DeLay, but his role is not changing anytime soon. He is the backup catcher." So our backup catcher is OPSing right around 1,000 right now. Meanwhile, our other catcher is around 300. Just frustrating. Like, it's frustrating.
It is. Like,
and here's the thing: Jason DeLay is not a 383 hitter.
God,
right?
no.
No, he's not. But
he's not a 250 hitter.
Probably not. But like, you can't keep playing Austin Hedges. And I don't know how many times we have to keep saying this, and it's frustrating to watch this guy just like continue to play. I mean, DeLay may get 1 start per series, it seems like going forward, but
at the very least, you have to ride the hot hand. You have no offense right now. There's one guy that's done nothing but hit, and no matter what, whether we believe it's real or not, because it's not real, you gotta let him ride it out.
And we were relatively quiet on the Austin Hedges stuff when things were going good, because when your offense, when 1 through 8 is performing, it's fine to have that number 9 hitter who sucks. Like, you can completely live with it.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But when the offense starts to sputter, that automatic out at number 9, it gets annoying, and you don't want to see it anymore. You want to see someone in there who can maybe hit the ball. And right now, DeLay's hitting the ball. Austin Hedges isn't. So yeah, I'm with you. Right now, if Endy and Henry are not happening, then you have to play DeLay more than you are right now. You
have to. There is no excuse not to play him right now. And not to mention, you said the automatic out. It's an automatic out, and it's an unproductive out. He doesn't even put together good enough at bats to move a runner. He's terrible at the plate.
Yeah, it's bad.
You can't hide him.
It does seem like, too, every time he gets up, it's in a situation where like you could really use something to happen, and it doesn't happen ever.
No, like, you just need a fly ball. He's incapable of doing it. He can barely put the bat on the ball.
Other than that, anything else offensively you want to talk about?
Not really. This lineup's just bad right now.
Yeah. I mean, when McCutcheon's not playing, when you've got like, it's just not good. Like, it's not good, especially when McCutcheon's not playing and you're forced to start Miguel Andujar in right field every game. Like, it's not, the length isn't there. And I mean, Kutch did have a pinch hit appearance today, so that was good news.
That is encouraging.
That hopefully means he's avoiding any sort of IL stint. Hopefully he can be back for this Colorado series, because without him, the lineup just gets...
Oh, Jesus. I don't think I can watch Miguel Andujar trot out there in right field over and over. He's the worst outfield defender I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't think the pitchers want to see Andujar out there in right field.
It's
over and over.
It is at PNC, right?
It is.
Home.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God, because I could not watch him run around Coors Field.
Oh no, that would be terrible. Miguel Andujar running around Coors Field.
That was where my immediate thought went. I was like, wait, they already played at Coors. We're okay.
There'd be a lot of triples. So, all right. Well, you want to get out of here? This is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch part 1. There's nothing really all that crazy in there, but Pirates lose. They get swept for the second time in a row. They're 20-15, still somehow in first place. Even if the Brewers win today, they will still be a half game up in the standings. Mitch Keller tomorrow, 6:35 against the Rockies against Kyle Freeland. Again, they need a win, and it's a good recipe for a win. They just gotta make it happen now.
Yeah, someone's got to stop. Someone's got to put a stop to it right now.
Yep.
And you really hope it's Mitch Keller tomorrow.
So we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll have Starbucks in the morning, but post-game show tomorrow. Hopefully a lot more of a joyous occasion than it's been the past week or so.
Let's hope so.
All right. See you all.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.